Following up with the goings-on of Ms. Rachel. There's a sentence I never thought that I'd have to say. The popular kids YouTuber who, it's in kind of strange fashion, right? Like, does all of these completely and totally off-brand things by bringing on a sidekick who specializes in sexuality and then inviting Dylan Mulvaney at the height of killing off Bud Light and all of its popularity. Has a lot of explaining to do, you would think, but of course, right? Because all of that stuff still aligns for whatever reason with the mainstream narrative, completely and totally disassociated from the everyday person's worldview, but there's a reason that she would go ahead, talking Miss Rachel on this one, where she would decide to delve deeper and deeper into those politics because, well, outside of her obvious demographic being children, who's putting on those videos, who's plunking those kids in front of those screens for extended periods of time, leading to her to have billions and billions of views. It's absolutely absurd, but I understand that kids YouTube is an incredibly popular subgenre. She just happens to be the face of this. And the way that the media is going to go ahead and run cover for her and her wider demographic of single mothers, like, it totally makes sense, right? Ms. Rachel addresses backlash after wishing fans a happy Pride. That's interesting, right? Because, okay, if you take a look at anybody who would normally be character assassinated by mass media as opposed to having fluff piece ran by them, if they're off-brand at all whatsoever, if they're delving into different lanes, let's just say, hypothetically, there's a actor that comes out or a celebrity that comes out and has a political hot take, has a intersexual take that isn't quite up to snuff, they will be attacked pillar to post, either on what they said or a mischaracterization of what they said. It can be simply something as innocuous as men and women are different. What's the most controversial thing that you can say over the past couple of years? There's only two genders. I don't like using the term gender because, if you want a little extended homework, another video that I did from way back in the day, it's a couple years old at this point in time, just type in, if you want a little bit of history as to why even using the term gender is completely and totally antithetical to reality, check out Dr. John Money if you want. Make your day a little bit darker, but I digress. The way that the media will go ahead and attack sensible people is way different than they will go ahead and prop up their ideological equals. Because yes, all the stuff that we talked about last time we were discussing said topic, to try to boil it down to simply wishing fans happy Pride, why would she be wishing? Okay, at face value, her fans happy Pride. All that Pride stuff, yeah, that's all about what? Love and loving who you love. Love is blind. All of that crap, okay? When you get down to the root of it, it's once again, like, it's a different type of coomerism that I'm just so over, okay? Just these basal instincts and people wanting to constantly act on them. It's like, can we get past all of this stuff? But that's, of course, another topic for another time. But if you're going to be talking to your fans, and who's Ms. Rachel's fans? Kids. So why are you trying to bring in sexual hedonism like that to toddlers, to kids that are trying to master the alphabet, and we're not talking about the description of that certain degenerate population? Fact is, they're coming for your kids, and it's super obvious now more than ever. But it's kind of strange, right? Because we're here in June. We were all kind of looking forward to this month, kind of casting it same way that we did with 2023 and how absolutely absurd everything was this time last year. And it's generally not popping off like that. I don't know. Maybe it could be totally different this weekend. Everybody was just waiting to get their floats in order. And who knows, maybe the gay apocalypse is going to happen this weekend. It's going to get absolutely absurd. But generally speaking, it ain't it this time around. So these activist types, they're taking the approach that, oh, no, it was just simply wishing people a happy day. Oh, you people, you're the ones who would get upset when people say happy holidays. Well, so what's the difference of us saying happy Pride? We're just wishing you a good day with different language. It's like, we understand what you like to do with language, so don't try to gaslight us into thinking that this is something different. This is so much more than simply wishing people a nice day, have a great month. No. You're up to something. We've seen this story before. You can't rewrite it like that, all right? Get down to brass tacks. Viral preschool teacher turns social media star. Oh my God, you get something wrong in the first line. USA Today. There's a reason I don't use you as a source very often. Known as Ms. Rachel is hitting back against boycotts over a Pride Month post. I don't really know how, somebody who has billions of views and has evergreen content can really get boycotted like that. But anyways, Accurso posted. Oh, okay. Rachel Griffin Accurso. Okay, posted a short clip on Instagram Saturday to mark the start of celebrations for the big gay community and wished a happy Pride to all our wonderful family and friends. This month and every month, I celebrate you. Oh my God, I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're exactly who you are. Yeah, this is the type of rampant narcissism that is crammed down kids' kids' throats. Pause. Understand that this community kind of wants, to cram something else down kids' throat, but that'll be in a couple years' time where we got to reassess this because nobody who's in power is actually doing anything substantive about these predators in waiting. But remember, this is all premised on people who try to take parody of their sexuality to the next level by saying that this is about me expressing who I am, and by wearing nothing but a leather G-string on a float, grinding against anything that they possibly can. I was like, that's exactly what you are. Yeah, that should be thrown in jail for indecent exposure, but whatever. The educator seemingly anticipated backlash, telling her followers, to those that are going to comment that they can't watch this show anymore because of the support, no worries, and much love your way. God bless. I am not chasing fame or views. I am standing strong in love. No, you're trying to virtue signal, and you understand that you're generally apolitical content, at least what it should be, right? Like, this is kids' education content, okay? Evergreen type stuff. And then you've known the slow encroachment of this garbage is polluting and eating into your bottom line. I'm not chasing fame or views. Yeah, because if you actually believe that strongly in any form or fashion, you wouldn't post it on your official page. But of course, she followed up on this. Okay, there's a follow-up post where she looks a little bit more dejected. This one's posted on TikTok, and Ms. Rachel responds to backlash over her teaching gay code, should be pride there, Jack, to children by claiming it's what Jesus wanted. See, this is why I have no respect for the Christian and Catholic churches. Catholic, I get, they kind of hold a little bit stronger, but you better check your pope. Go get your pope. He wilding again. All that gay shit that you see out there in the church right now, it's let's just say you ain't gonna see that in a mosque, and that's for true. The only time that you're gonna see a rainbow banner unfurl outside of a Islamic house of worship is if somebody had a ribbon in their back pocket when they're getting tossed off the roof. But let's listen to this 50 seconds of psychobabble, shall we?
I've shared prayers on here before and said, God bless. And that's because my faith is really important to me.
It's really important to me. That's why I'm just never really going to actually take any of the written text personally. Why would I want to do that, right?
And it's also one reason why I love every neighbor. In Matthew 22, a religious teacher asked Jesus, what's the most important commandment? And Jesus says to love God and to love your neighbor as yourself. All the law and the prophets hang on these two commandments. There's no greater commandments than these. I believe it's mentioned 8 times, love your neighbor. So yes, everyone belongs, everyone's welcome, everyone is treated with empathy and respect. It doesn't say love every neighbor except. There are so many reasons I stand strong in love. I stand with everyone. That's who I am. And the love back and the God bless if you disagree is genuine.
Yeah, that's wonderful and fantastic. See, I can go ahead and subtly, but not so much in this case, insert otherwise objectionable material and messaging into my children's content, because that's what God would want. Because Jesus says love everybody. Yeah, but he also says, and I'm no biblical scholar or anything like that. I'm not passing myself off as somebody who's adherent to any books of faith. Absolutely not. But I also know, I know something that is definitely in the Bible. Okay, one of them. I can't remember which book, but it's fine. It's great. Don't worry about it. Jesus or somebody in there. One of them disciples. What some of them disciples we got? Paul, Peter. Anyways, it's hate the sin, not the sinner. And I don't know, man. There's not 1, 2, there's 7 deadly sins, right? And sins, you're supposed to hate the sin, but love the sinner. Let's see. There's gluttony, there's sloth, and there's pride. Oh, okay, cool. Good Christian that we have there. Yep, good Christian. Glad that's what Jesus wants, or at least that's your interpretation of what Jesus wants. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.